When you hear the name Macaulay Culkin, what's the first image that comes to mind? It might be this one. Or this one.
Yes! Yes!
Or maybe this one.
You guys give up, or you're thirsty for more?
Whichever image it may be, odds are his name makes you think Home Alone, the now classic 1990 Christmas movie written by John Hughes and directed by Chris Columbus. The film became one of the biggest blockbuster comedies of all time, and was followed quickly by the 1992 hit sequel, for which Culkin earned $4.5 million, a then record for a child actor. Seemingly overnight, he became a household name, a megastar, who went on to appear in multiple films throughout the first half of the 1990s. And then, he was gone. Because his film career ended so abruptly while he was still so young, in a way our image of Macaulay Culkin has remained as a child to this day. Nostalgia for the way he made us feel, and especially for the way he made us laugh, staying forever constant. Watch any of his appearances on talk shows now, and all the hosts want to ask him about is Home Alone.
When you think of all those movies, when you think of Home Alone...
Even though you've achieved a lot of great things, acting as an adult, you must still get people that can't let go of the Home Alone thing. And
I want to talk to you about Home Alone, because this has to, obviously...
Why?
In his early 40s now, Culkin still has a youthful glow to him, a childlike innocence. And any time he makes an appearance somewhere, it's as if the 90s never left. But time has passed, Macaulay Culkin is all grown up, and the project that has given me a chance to reassess his talents as an actor is season 10 of American Horror Story, in which he plays a drug addict / queer prostitute / aspiring screenwriter that very quickly puts any thoughts of cute little Kevin McAllister in the rearview mirror. In the show, Culkin holds his own against acting heavyweights like Sarah Paulson, Frances Conroy, and Leslie Grossman, and shows tremendous depth on screen in a way he rarely has before.
Imagine what you could be if you took those pills. Be like like Picasso.
When asked why he cast him on the long-running anthology series, producer Ryan Murphy said, "I'm excited for him to be in my world. I think he's fascinating and interesting, and I think he has a soul. There's both a lightness and a darkness with Macaulay Culkin I'm attracted to." End quote. And thankfully the actor didn't disappoint. He gives a terrific performance that reminds viewers Culkin is so much more than someone who used to mug for the camera for millions of dollars. He's also a great dramatic actor, and it's not just American Horror Story that put his serious dramatic chops on display. 30 years ago this month, we were treated to the coming-of-age classic My Girl, which featured Culkin in a supporting role that proved to be both charming and heartbreaking. Ultimately, the first two Home Alone mega hits overshadowed the smaller dramas Culkin made around the same time. In fact, the first two feature films he appeared in were both serious. See You in the Morning, starring Jeff Bridges and Drew Barrymore, and Rocket Gibraltar, starring Burt Lancaster and American Horror Story's own Frances Conroy.
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
He even has an uncredited role in the dark thriller Jacob's Ladder, the same year Home Alone was released.
Don't shut it. Open it a bit more.
There.
A little bit more.
There.
Good.
By the time we got to My Girl in November 1991, the young Culkin had established himself as a serious actor, but Home Alone was such a phenomenon, many audience members, including my 7-year-old self, weren't prepared for how sad My Girl would turn out to be. In the film, he plays Thomas J., the best friend to the film's protagonist Veda, played by Anna Klumsky. My Girl, for most of its running time, is a sweet coming-of-age story that has plenty of warm humor, which the posters that heavily feature Culkin play up considerably, but it's a tender and thoughtful drama too, one that shows different shades to the actor's talent. Take, for example, the moment when he asks Veda if she'll think of him if she doesn't end up marrying Mr. Bixler. This is fine, natural acting from Culkin that doesn't depend on a punchline. As innocent as most of the movie is, the film takes a shocking dark turn in its final act. Thomas J. is sick a lot and suffers from multiple allergies, and one day while looking for Veda's mood ring off the beaten path, becomes swarmed by bees in a matter of seconds. Later on, Veda's father, Harry, played by Dan Aykroyd, goes up to his daughter's bedroom to tell her the news that Thomas J. has passed away. This shocking development leads to one of the film's most memorable scenes, and certainly a moment that scarred many young viewers like myself. Veda approaching the deceased Thomas J. in his coffin.
Wanna go tree climbing, Thomas J? His face hurts. And where is his glasses? He can't see without his glasses.
This was probably the first time my 7-year-old self truly considered what death was, and thus I found myself talking up this movie to family and friends for months to come. My Girl was followed by the blockbuster sequel Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, which showed off more of his comedic chops and gave him another chance to shine at the center of a big-budget family film. And so what would Culkin do after another monumental success? Maybe another comedy? Or another quiet drama like My Girl? No. He did the unimaginable by playing a homicidal monster in the R-rated thriller The Good Son. This might be the most unexpected, ill-conceived, completely baffling career move for a beloved child actor there has ever been. Not to say it was Culkin's own choice. On the Joe Rogan podcast, he said as a kid he never decided what movie to do next.
I never chose the projects. They were like my parents, essentially chose them for me.
So they
it
were
was
like,
kind of
good news, Macaulay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. They called
You're
me
gonna buy
Macaulay.
us a new house.
yeah, there you go.
Appearing in The Good Son was the work of his father, Kit, who was also his manager. He demanded Culkin replace the original choice, Jesse Bradford, threatening to remove him from the Home Alone 2 production if his demands weren't met. Why was Kit so insistent on his son being in this dark, unsettling movie, especially at the height of Culkin's film career? It was a strange, head-scratching choice. But what's even scarier? Just how good he is in the film. The Good Son stars Elijah Wood as a boy named Mark, who, after the death of his mother, goes to live with his aunt and uncle, where he befriends his cousin Henry, played by Culkin. It doesn't take long to realize there's something wrong with Henry, his cousin exhibiting violent tendencies.
Say goodbye. No!
And Culkin doesn't hold back from the creep factor in this. His line delivery's so quiet and droll, they send a chill down your spine.
Hey, Mark. Don't fuck with me.
In a long line of evil movie kids that go back to the Bad Seed and The Omen, Henry from The Good Son is a standout, particularly because of the Culkin casting and performance. Critics at the time not only expressed their disdain for the movie, but explicitly warned parents to keep their kids away, which at the time, of course, made 9-year-old me all the more intrigued to see it.
Macaulay Culkin has a lot of young fans, and all I can say is the movie, which is rated R, is completely inappropriate for children.
I caught up with it on home video about a year after its theatrical release, and I could not believe my eyes. Culkin's performance is so eerie that for a long time it was this role I found myself thinking about when the actor came to mind, rather than Home Alone or any of his other comedies. The scenes throughout of his menace are powerful in their simplicity. And then, of course, there's the tension-filled finale when Henry's mother, played by Wendy Crewson, has to decide whose life to save, Henry's or Mark's. Say what you will about the movie, but this is a superbly shot and acted scene I've never been able to forget. And a lot of the reason for that is the Culkin performance, as he brings his sweetest self to the forefront and begs his mother to pick him.
Mom, I love you. Stop it!
With The Good Son, Culkin now had proven he could do comedy, drama, and horror, and so the question was, what would he do from here? The answer was a lot, appearing in 4 more movies in the following 14 months. The Nutcracker, Getting Even with Dad, The Page Master, and Richie Rich. He was more prolific as an actor than ever, and as he was entering his teen years, it seemed likely, considering his talent and work ethic, he would be able to make that difficult leap from a famous child star to a respected adult actor. Alas, after the release of Richie Rich in December of 1994, Culkin left Hollywood to seek a more normal life, attending a private high school in Manhattan.
So you retired when you were how old?
14.
14? How many 14-year-olds wouldn't love to retire?
Hey, there you go, there you go.
So what did you do? Okay, you retired, you're 14.
I don't know, went to school. Yeah. I mean, I had never really done a full year of school before in my life.
He couldn't stay away from acting forever, though, and about a decade later, he returned to the screen with two excellent dramatic performances in 2003's Party Monster and 2004's Saved. Party Monster was the first film I saw in a theater after I moved to Los Angeles for college, and watching Culkin in this one, no longer a kid, very much taking another unexpected detour into disturbing subject matter, was a thrilling experience.
Your records? Ha! Don't make me laugh. You don't even know how to play. You're not a superstar DJ, you're a piece of shit DJ, and everybody knows it!
His lack of interest in making safe choices as an adult actor has been refreshing, and the fact that he only acts in things here and there makes his occasional appearance in a film or television series a major event. Yes, Home Alone is the Macaulay Culkin film that endures, the holiday comedy that plays on repeat every December and keeps Culkin's image forever that precocious 10-year-old boy. But Culkin is so much more than Home Alone. So much more than a funny kid in the right time and place who managed to hit the big time. He's also a great dramatic actor. That goes for his serious scenes in Home Alone and the sequel. That goes for his first two films in the 1980s. That goes for his terrific turns in My Girl and The Good Son, as well as Party Monster and Saved. And that goes for his superb performance on the latest season of American Horror Story. I don't know what Macaulay Culkin is going to do next as an actor, but I think we can all be sure it will be something daring and joyously unexpected.